What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today I want to talk to you about Lucid. I want to go over some expectations for this upcoming week, what might cause some volatility in the stock price, and go over everything else that you need to know. But first, make sure to hit that thumbs up, and with that, let's get right to it. Starting off, as far as data points this upcoming week, it is rather quiet. So beginning part, you have a couple of Fed speakers, so that could shake things up a little bit, but most likely not. Monday, the bond market is closed in lieu of Columbus Day. And so historically, that does mean lower volume just in the equity market. So something just to keep in mind. But aside from that, Thursday, you have US retail sales and initial jobless claims. So not really all that much, because no matter what, even if US retail sales comes out worse for wear, I don't think the 50 basis point cut for the November 7th is going to pop back up. And no matter what comes out from now until November, I think we will be getting that 25 basis point cut. So right now there's an 89.5% likelihood of that occurring. So in my opinion, I think it is going to be more of a technical driven week. Aside from that though, you do have earnings week starting to kick off. So a couple big names, but still, I don't think even if they come out worse for wear, it's going to really disrupt the broader market. I think this time around, it is going to be solely tech. So the kind of state of the economy is going to be on the tech's shoulders, if that makes sense. But yeah, in my opinion, it is just going to be more of a technical driven week. Going into this week though, the fear and greed index is under the greed category and most likely will push to the extreme greed. So that does mean people's appetite for risk is on the table. Aside from that, the only thing that is really coming out this week is just more showcasing of the Gravity. This weekend, Lucid is at the Electrify Expo in New York. I've seen a couple posts on that as well on social media, so it looks like it's going a-okay. The only thing that has really come out that I wanted to share with you was this. So Saudi Bay, I can't speak right now, did state that I guess Lucid and RiyadhSeason did sign another year for a strategic partnership. I wasn't really aware that it was only initially a 1 year thing, but this is good to know. And as well, there's a lot of other posts coming out. So it looks like they had a thing, a kickoff, whatever else. And so Lucid is front and center. So definitely good PR and good marketing, word of mouth and everything like that. And plus, even just looking on the ring right here, you see Lucid. So yeah, honestly, this is amazing stuff. And make sure you guys pop over to Twitter and give both these guys a follow. So Saudi Bay as well as Lucid Oasis. So both very knowledgeable individuals. But aside from that, like I said, is just going to be what happens with a broader market and Lucid's technicals. So I'll go over that in a second. But one thing that I just noticed that I wanted to kind of share with you. So popping over to IBKR, this is the analyst forecast for earnings. Nothing really changing for the earnings per share, but you can kind of see how one analyst did really remove their rating. So right now there's 9 analysts giving an estimate for earnings per share, and the consensus is -30 cents. Previously it was 10. So once again, one analyst did withdraw their estimate. If we go over to the revenue, this is where it did kind of change. So it was previously 11, now it is 10. So once again, that one analyst did remove their rating, but it went from 178 to 182. So meaning that one analyst was extremely bearish. So that's kind of a good thing once again. So looks like the average did go up slightly. Maybe it is digesting Lucid's recent numbers. That's why it was kind of removed, but still something just to keep in mind. So going into the upcoming earnings, that does mean the bar is set a little bit higher. So once again, that might be a good thing, bad thing. I'll leave it up to you guys to kind of make that determination. Aside from that, Elliott Wave Technicals, as I brought up in the past, does have a pivot point of $3.76. So it definitely needs to get above that, because if it is below that, then it is anticipated to get between that 260 and 279 range. If it does and is able to get above this, then 409 to 429 is kind of anticipated. So most likely you won't see any new analyst ratings potentially this week. It is all going to come down onto their actual earnings. So that's in roughly 2-3 weeks or something like that. So aside from that though, it is, like I said, just shorts as well going to really play a very big part in just Lucid this week, as what normally does happen. Shorts have really been pestering Lucid a lot, and pretty much of the last, what is it, like 6-7 days, like shorts have only returned basically one day. Even on Friday, they increased 203,000 shares. Going into this upcoming week, 28.16% of the free float is being shorted. Works out to be 252.4 million shares overall are being shorted. So anticipate shorts to be rather active. Moving over to options with Lucid closing below 350. There's no real substantial in the money options, so nothing really to write home about. But there is 25,000 at that 350. So next week's chain is a monthly chain, so a little bit more active. And so essentially what that does mean is shorts have and market makers have a little bit of a financial interest in once again suppressing Lucid. So you have that strike price at 350, and conveniently you have the actual 50-day moving average exactly at that point as well. And we already do know what that does mean for Lucid. That's a very, very strong pivot. So like I said, it is all going to come down onto the technicals. And as of right now, Lucid, if it does and is able to get above this 350, then this is where it could really participate in that FOMO run that pretty much the broader market has been very much on. And as of right now, with it at $3.40, it is slightly above this S1, so 338 will be a strong support. Aside from that, you'll have 373 as the next strong resistance / target. But of course, like I said, that 350 mark is kind of smack dab in the center, so you'll have 350 and then 373. On a side note, I'm looking at the one-day chart as well, so very strong support and resistance points. And as of late, you haven't seen the level of buying that I would have anticipated, especially with the broader market very optimistic right now. Especially on Friday, you saw a lot of selling. So based on the bid, the ask, and the selling price, there was one buy that was pretty much near the market close. Aside from that, everything was sells. So what is your guys' thoughts on that in the comments below? Based on the momentum indicator shows number of retail investors are getting in, but I don't know. It's just one of those weird scenarios. And just to give you a good overview of this, actually, I will go back over to IBKR momentarily just to show you this. So based on all the 13 Fs from Q3, it did show retail did increase their position by 8.21% and institutions down by 3.26%. And of course, strategic entities up 7.9%. So retail's at least buying, or I guess was buying in Q3. So what's your guys' expectations for this upcoming week? In my opinion, I think Lucid initially early on is going to have a run at that 350, really fail, consolidate, but near the tail end of the week, possibly due to retail sales, or maybe Netflix earnings possibly, that might be that kind of push higher and break above that 350 mark. So I am rather optimistic on Lucid, at least in the short term. I really did like their numbers. I don't think a lot of the recent analyst ratings were kind of justifying, especially a $3 sell rating by Adam Jonas as complete like a slap in the face to Lucid. But yeah, what's your guys' thoughts? Don't forget to hit that thumbs up. Hopefully everyone's having an amazing weekend thus far. Give your guys' predictions on Lucid, where it will close by the end of the week, and if you guys are dabbling with options. A lot more money is getting into options, so I don't know if that is just retail starting to do that or just large entities or maybe just shorts continuing to hedge. So yeah, let me know your guys' thoughts. Two things, take advantage of this promo, of course. It does give you 5 free stocks. Each stock is valued up to $2,000, as well as I did launch memberships with this channel. So if you like my Lucid content, want to support the channel, definitely consider joining as a member. As well, I do have a tier if you're looking for buy signals outside of Lucid, of course. So yeah, let me know your guys' thoughts. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up, and I appreciate all you guys watching.